There are ways for us to connect, and I want to encourage you to reach out and connect in any way that you can and get that support that you need. We have an amazing team here in Israel that is open and willing to help and meet with and connect with anybody that is able to connect. So I just want to really encourage everyone to reach out, and I want to encourage this is a really scary time, and I think it's probably one of the first times in a very long time that as an entire world, we have all been trying to figure out what truth is. Most of the time we're so busy living and doing and working and this and this and this, and that we don't even realize that we've lost the anchor of what truth is and what real is and what real news is and what real information is. And there's so much misinformation out there right now. There are so many extremes on the opinions of people. And so I just really want to encourage everyone that while we are locked in our homes and here with our family, that we really focus on figuring out what truth is and what our truth is, what matters, what's important, and what is the truth in the world, what is the truth with the creator of the universe, what is the truth with everything. We have so much division right now. We have one person that says one thing, we have another person that says another. We have one person tells us wear a mask, another person tells us a mask isn't effective, another person says wash your hands, another person says that doesn't work. We have so much lies and misinformation and things that sometimes it's really difficult to filter through and figure out what is actually truth and what can we actually do, to help and protect our families. And this is such an unknown and uncharted time. But I think that there's a reason that the creator of the universe has done this. He's kind of hit the reset button on humanity. Humanity has gone so far away from what matters, from what's healthy, from having local healthy foods and local healthy food supplies and medical supplies and a medical system that actually is centered around the patient and not around profit. And we are seeing all of this is coming to the surface. We are seeing what really matters. We're seeing that our teachers and our truckers and our law enforcement and our medical professionals are what really matter. And our ball players and our movie stars and all of these things really never mattered. And yet we spent all of our time and all of our effort caring about all of these things that really didn't matter. And I think that, I'm almost grateful. I feel like there's been like a reset button that's been hit with humanity right now. And we are getting a chance to really pay attention to what truth is. How do we treat our neighbor? How do we interact with people? How do we do when we have to actually spend time with our families? How do we have to do when we actually have to spend time with ourselves? We have many people that are currently in quarantine by themselves, and that can be really overwhelming and lonely. And how are they dealing? How are they coping? Or are they using this time to work on themselves? Are we using this time to work with our children and to build better relationships with our spouses and our family and get back to what really matters? This reset button, I feel, was so necessary. As scary and as overwhelming as a lot of this is, I feel like it's so important for us to understand the importance of knowing what truth is, knowing what really matters. We had so much going on in the world with, we had people, we have impeachments, and we have this, and we have Democrats, and we have Republicans, and we have socialized medicine, and we have you name it. We have an opinion about everything. We have people on the bandwagons for all of these things. And what this did is it kind of imploded everything, and it's forcing us to actually face what matters. What matters is, wow, for the first time, our local grocer really matters. Our medical professionals that are putting their life on the line to keep people safe and keep people happy. This is what matters. Being able to be at home and tuck our children in and spend a meal with them and actually figure out if our children have table manners and getting to know our children, right? Getting to know them, actually spending quality time with them, actually knowing what they enjoy, knowing who they're becoming. We spend so much time putting our children everywhere else but with us. And so I'm incredibly grateful for this reset button of what matters. What matters is our health. What matters matters is our families. What matters is our faith in the creator of the universe. And overall is humanity. I think this has been the first time where we've seen, normally it's like, oh, there's a plague over there, or there's a tsunami over there, or there's this. And this is the first time we are having to feel, and my fears and my pain in Israel are the same fears and pain that you're feeling in the United States and in Africa and in China, and it's showing us that we are one as a people. We're all of the human race. We're one, and it's forcing us to reset. It's forcing us to reevaluate what's important. And I just really want to encourage people, instead of going on defense and attacking, in this time where everybody is like grasping for some form of control, some form of safety, people, we have some people that are very, very afraid of losing their freedom and their government corruption, and we have other people that are very afraid for their physical safety and their health conditions, and depending on what end of the spectrum, you may have a completely different opinion, but in the end, we're all human beings, and we need to connect as one, and we need to be uplifting people, and we need to be bringing positivity into the world. We need to bring truth into the world. This is an opportunity for us to sit back and actually look at our lives. It's what's important, right? There's something very humbling about suddenly having our income, our parnasa taken from us, and having to be home and knowing what really matters, because many of us have spent too many years being defined by a career or a job, and we've placed it before our families, and we've placed it before our creator, and we've placed it before so many things, and suddenly we're forced to really, it's funny, they say it's the coronavirus. We're forced to actually be the kings and queens of our own homes. We're forced to actually, be home. I was telling my husband I'm quite enjoying. I've been able to bake, and I've been able to do things that I haven't been able to do, because I'm always so busy out. And so this is an opportunity to reset. It's an opportunity to spend time with our families, sit at the table with our children, find out what's going on in their lives, find out what they need, find out what they're missing, find out what their views on the world are, and just really connect with ourselves, to reach out by phone. I've seen so many amazing, things that have given me so much hope for humanity. When I see, photos of a son sitting outside of his father's, convalescent hospital that he's not allowed to go into, but he's sitting outside playing music and dancing for his father in the window. I mean, these are the things that matter, guys. These are the things that in the long run, it's not how much is in our bank account, because we're all learning very quickly how that can change. It's not about, how many degrees I have on the wall, because that can quickly mean absolutely nothing. And so it's really getting back to what truth actually is and what really matters, and that's our connection with our creator, that's our connection with our fellow man, that's our connection with our children and the next generation. And I think this is a very needed reset for humanity right now, for us to sit back and see that we're all one, that, as isolated as we often think we are, and China's over here, and Italy's over here, and America's over here, and, Israel's over here, we are all one, and we're all so interconnected. I was just recently watching a scan of somebody who was infected that was not showing any signs, and he had no awareness, and they were showing the last 7 days of his activity, and his activity spanned all the way from New York to Australia to Israel, and then all through Tel Aviv, and then he went to Jerusalem, and then he went to another place, and then he came here to our city, to Safat. And it really hit me that every action that we do in life has such a deep impact, and we don't even know sometimes the power of what we're doing. And so I hope that this time people will sit back and they will say, is what I'm doing bringing life or death? Is what I'm doing helping? Are all these negative posts that I'm blasting out there about my government or my opinion or my this or my that, is that making a difference, or is that actually creating more stress and more fear and more cortisol in people's bodies? I really want to encourage people to spread positivity right now, okay? In a world of shecher, in a world of lies, we have an opportunity right now, and we have kind of a captive audience within our homes to really reevaluate what is truth, what are our priorities outside of money, outside of all of these things. What do we actually need? What really matters? What is important? Where